You're listening to Tavern Sports Radio Network.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
Show me the money! Welcome back to the Show Me the Money podcast, episode 21. We are here for the final couple of weeks of college football, or not college football, I'm sorry, football, NFL football. Remind me what the games are. It's the Chiefs and the Ravens.
Chiefs at Ravens and
Lions
at Niners.
Lions and Niners.
It's going to get fucking ugly.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun this week. So hella good games this weekend. Be ready for that talk. We're going to start it off first with locks of the week from last week. Tyler, yet again, hit his. He's 3-0 to start the year off on a hot streak. Josh also hit his. He's also 3-0. 3-0. Yeah, I talk funny.
3-0.
3-0, eh?
What else do we have? I hit mine last week. I'm 2-1. Cole, you missed yours. You are 1-2. Clark and Parker,
Stupid.
just like an anchor at the bottom of the group. Clark and Parker each 0-3 on their picks. Any comments for yourself? I know you can't speak on Clark's behalf, but what do you have to say for yourself?
You're due. That's what you got to say for yourself. You're due.
I'm feeling kind of hot with this pick that I'm about to give you guys tonight, so we'll find out.
I'm officially introducing fade season. Until proven otherwise, I'm officially introducing fade Parker and Clark season.
Well,
I already told Clark I'm putting 50 on whatever he says this week, so.
We get out of the little safety swimming pool that is college football, and we really see where the stars shine, all right? All I'm saying, I might have been last during the old college football season, but this is true degeneracy time, boys. All right, you have minus 650 on the money line in hockey, NBA games that even the players don't care about, betting on Canisius basketball in the NCAA, baby. This is where you make the money at, all right? This is the time of the year.
I'm all for it. Let's head into the NFL. First game of the weekend, you have the Chiefs taking on the Ravens in Baltimore, a 3.5-point favorite toward the Ravens. Man, I feel like a week and a half ago, I would have told you that I was much more confident in the Ravens running through this division. I thought the Chiefs looked very good last week, even though they were not at home last week.
They finally caught a ball.
Yep, they were catching hard passes, like not easy passes, and they weren't dropping nearly as many balls as it felt like they had throughout the whole regular season.
You know who wasn't catching passes? Stephon Diggs, letting the game-winning touchdown go through his fucking hands. Another guy had one hit him in the bicep, and he didn't catch it.
The Bills lost that game themselves.
Oh, 100%.
They were in the red zone at least 4 times that game, and they didn't score at least 3 times for 2 of those trips.
I mean, Tyler Bass missing a field goal to, tie the game, but
yeah, that's not cool either.
I'm going to give that man his fucking flowers. It was an announcer jinx.
It was.
They put up the 9-for-9 in postseason, and it was fucking over from the minute they put that up.
So what you're saying is the announcers are knob slobbing Mahomes again? What a surprise.
Wow. Duh.
All I'm going to say about that is, Tyler Bass is still a human, and people giving him death threats is insane. But
the fact that shit comes around every year pisses me off. Like, you couldn't hit it. I promise you couldn't hit it.
If it's for your home team, I almost got a fucking tattoo on my ass that said "fuck Cody Parkey." I almost went.
I get that.
Night.
That's not a death threat, though. That's different. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it sucks that I would have rather seen the Bills there, but you're telling me that the NFL is not going to take this Taylor Swift train all the way to the fucking Super Bowl. You
they're working
are
hard to get it there too.
insane.
Have
It
you
is
guys
going
seen-
to be a Taylor Swift Super Bowl.
Have you guys
I
seen
can't wait to see her tears Sunday.
Have you guys seen the controversy about the referee assignment?
I saw something about it, but
yeah.
don't know what it is. What was that?
Yeah, so Sean Smith is, I think the official title is referee. I mean, obviously they have
The head
judge.
ref.
Yeah, they have a bunch of titles. I think he's head ref. I'm not 100% sure. But anyhow, the Chiefs are the road team. Sean Smith consistently calls games in the favor of the road team. So I just have some stuff written down. All of this is from Warren Sharp on Twitter, and it's all over the last 3 seasons. So we're going to give credit's due to Warren Sharp. Smith calls more penalties on home teams than any other ref. As I already said, home teams win 40.8% of the time when he's the referee, as compared to the NFL average is 55.9%. So you're losing a 15% equity by him calling the football game.
Are you surprised?
No. Well, but listen, against the spread, home teams cover only 37% of the time when Sean Smith is the referee, where the average is 50.1, which means the NFL setting, or the books are setting really good lines over the last 3 years to have them at 50.1 and then 49.9.
Wow.
Going a little deeper into specific penalties, he calls 34.8% more false starts on home teams compared to the league average of 4.6% more false start penalties called on the road team. So he's much quicker with the flag on the home team. And then he calls, this is a really wide margin, so I don't understand this, but he calls 37 to 71% more roughing the passer and or unnecessary roughness penalties on the home team, whereas the league average is 7 to 12% more on the road team. So this guy is just like, he sells out for the road team. And on the McAfee show this week, they brought this up and they mentioned how the last time he reffed a Chiefs game, it was on the road in Indy, and he made a call on the final drive against the Chiefs to basically hand Indy the game. But you go one time in a vacuum versus the body of work. I mean, it really makes you wonder why the NFL, who could have assigned anybody to this game, why they picked Sean Smith to officiate this game.
Because it's all about money. I mean, it's a business after all, so we can say that nothing gets tampered with. I mean, yes, you still got to go out there and win the game and catch the balls and make a tackle and shit, but there are definitely certain things that can be altered to sway, the outcome of games here. And all I'm saying is Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and Patrick Mahomes makes a much better Super Bowl than Lamar Jackson trying to get his first ring. So I could see the NFL doing whatever they can to ensure that. However,
up to and including tampering, it's really interesting. The NFL, in its founding documents or something like this, there's some document that the league office drew up that classifies the NFL as entertainment and not a sport. Therefore, the NFL can freely and openly be tampered with at any point in time by the league office.
I'm just going to say I want, no scrutiny, no weird calls, no nothing. We talked about it last week. Mahomes' first road playoff games. I mean, the dude just wins on the road notoriously through his entire career. You're giving me him plus a field goal. I'm going to take it strictly because I think it's what the NFL wants. But also I just think that, yes, this is going to be the toughest defense that the Chiefs have faced in a while, but it's also going to be the toughest defense the Ravens have faced in a while. So, I mean, they've played better defenses throughout the year. They've played San Francisco and stuff like that. So I'm not saying it's the toughest defense that they've played with the Chiefs, but the toughest recently. And I think this game goes under, and I think that the Chiefs cover the 3.5 if not win outright. But I don't think you would be looking foolish at the end of the day if you're holding a Chiefs money line ticket.
So, Ty, it sounds like you're leaning toward the Chiefs on this one.
Yeah, definitely. Plus 3.5 for sure.
Okay. Cole, what are you thinking?
As much as I would really like to see Baltimore go, and I'd love to see Lamar get a ring, or at least an attempt at a ring, I agree with Tyler that the NFL isn't fucking stupid. They know what money is at stake when you have a bunch of little girls and women in general wanting to watch the Super Bowl because Taylor Swift is there. If Chiefs go, it's going to set records. That's a no-brainer.
Every Super Bowl sets records. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but imagine
this one does
Taylor
though.
Swift.
Yeah, this one does if it is Taylor. I am going to agree with Tyler. I think the Chiefs take it at plus 3.5.
What do you feel on the total at 44.5?
Oh, over.
See, I'm on the opposite side of you there. I'll be on the under.
No. It's going to be a high-scoring game because they're both.
They're calling for rain. Now I don't know how much rain.
It doesn't matter. We saw the Chiefs in fucking negative 40 last week.
Yeah, that's a little different than rain.
Yeah, rain makes
Baltimore's used to it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I think it's going to go over. I think that puts you 3 touchdowns and a few field goals each. No.
3 touchdowns and 1 field goal at all from either team puts you over.
So, I mean, if each team gets 2 touchdowns throughout the game, you're there. So
since Lamar and Mahomes have been the quarterbacks of these teams, every single matchup has blown 44.5 out of the water. Since 2018, you have 51, 61, 54, and 71 since 2018. I mean, seems really low.
If you're looking at this game from a value standpoint, I think one of the go-to bets is going to be a Pacheco touchdown. That's value. Or Lamar. Lamar's at 105.
I would look at
Pacheco's at 125.
Mark Andrews over. He just got activated today. So, I mean, this is really a buyer's beware. Like, he could get a lot of run, he may not. But they have said that he is playing, and right now his over-under is only 35.5. And if he's healthy, I mean, that's a big if. But if he is healthy, he's going to do that in his sleep. So,
see, my personal favorite prop bet of this game is Isaiah Pacheco over 14.5 rushing attempts. He's hit that number 7 out of the last 8 games. So, especially if it's going to be cold and rainy, they don't want another McCole Hardman situation of fumbling through the back of the end zone for a touchback. If they get down there in the goal line area, they're giving it to the guy who runs like he bites people. So, Pacheco
Gus
over
Edwards is also over 10.5.
Oh, hammer that.
However, with that one, Gus Edwards didn't even get the most carries on the team last week. Who's the backup running? Well,
Justice Hill.
Justice Hill got more
7.5.
carries. Justin Hill got more carries last week than Gus Edwards did. The only thing with that is you're fighting Lamar keeping it on a read, and
I'm not even seeing a
10.5.
line. I'm not even seeing a line for Gus Edwards rush attempts. I'm only seeing Lamar at 10.5 and Hill at 7.5.
Lamar is at 10.5. So is Gus Edwards. Pacheco's at 13.5.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. I know where you're looking at. They do that. It sucks.
And Pat Mahomes
really
is at 4.5.
Yeah, so I think that's actually your best prop bet of the week. But let's get everybody else's pick in. Josh, where are you siding on this one?
I mean, just seeing what the NFL has done to rig this in Mahomes' favor already. And I'm not trying to slight the guy. I'm not saying he needs this help. I'm not saying anything bad against Mahomes.
I fucking
Um,
hate him.
I don't even hate him. I hate his wife. Like his wife
She
is
isn't even a problem
insufferable.
anymore.
His wife is so insufferable. It's not even funny. But I'm not here to dog a guy's
The whole
wife
family
either.
is. I fucking will. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I'm not here to dog a guy's wife. But I mean, if you're gonna
Dumb
give me
bitch.
Mahomes and a field goal, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna parlay it with the over.
I hate the whole family.
Me too, dude. Don't get me
Jesus
started.
Christ.
I'm so tired of
Parker.
like the whole fucking.
Did you
State
see the
Farm,
fucking TikTok she put out last week after the?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's annoying.
Yeah.
I saw that
Her
matched
fucking
with a Lamar
goat
Jackson
laugh.
hype tape.
Her fucking goat laugh, bro. She's so fucking annoying.
Oh,
Parker,
what do you
let's
got?
hear your pick.
Hey, I'm gonna agree with you, Cole and Josh. I like that over. That just seems really smart from both offenses, since the Chiefs look like they might be able to play football again. Now this Baltimore
They could both
defense.
put it up themselves.
Now this Baltimore defense, though, it's pretty fucking legit. I think they're gonna make Pat Mahomes struggle a little bit. I really do. I think you're gonna look to see him scramble. I might see what his rushing yards are. Could be tasty. He might have to do some shit with his
27 and a
legs.
half. 27 and a half.
Could be tasty. But I'm gonna go against you guys. I think Baltimore wins this game, and I think they win this game by like a touchdown or they could win by 10. But I do like Baltimore minus 3.5 here.
Parker,
I'd even look for a Lamar Jackson touchdown.
I hope you're right.
I really
would-
do. I so hope you're right.
But if you give me Mahomes as a dog, I just have to take it. That's the sword I'll die on. But I actually do hope. What would be perfect is if it was Ravens winning by 3 and the 3.5 cashes, and we don't see Mahomes or Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Ethan, what's your pick here? You're probably going with Baltimore because you got them into your futures parlay, don't you?
You kind of have to. You kind of priced into it.
That is true. That's actually not the reason I'm going with them, but I am going to go with Baltimore. The reason I'm going with Baltimore is I believe that their defense is a lot stronger.
I'd agree with that statement.
With Baltimore's defense being a lot stronger, I don't want to say what the Chiefs did last week was a fluke because I do think they have a good team, but they couldn't catch balls all season, and suddenly they learned yesterday.
And that was against a banged up Bills secondary.
Yeah,
banged up Bills defense, dude. Their defense has been just in the infirmary all season. Before we leave this game, I do want to mention one more thing. Gus Edwards' longest rush of the game is set at over under 11 and a half.
No thanks.
Under.
Continue, Ethan.
Yeah, so for that reason I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I believe that they are a stronger offense for sure and a way stronger defense that doesn't even compare. I think they're gonna forget how to catch balls again.
Gotcha. Let's move into our next game, and that is the Detroit Lions with Motor City Dan going all the way out there to Santa Clara to face the San Francisco 49ers. Niners 7.5 point favorites with a total sitting at 51.5. Ethan, what do you think here, buddy?
I'll tell you the one stat that you need to know. The only stat you need to know is that Brock Purdy has never beat the Hawkeyes. Give me the Lions.
I love that.
There are a lot of Hawkeyes on that.
There's
on
a
that team.
shitload of Hawkeyes on that team. And I get that there's one of them playing on Purdy's side. It's not enough.
You think Jack Campbell just fucking cracks Purdy after the whistle one time just for old time's sake? You know?
Yeah, there's gonna be a few.
That's going to be awesome to actually watch, though, and see how many Iowa State connections they make in that game, because I'm sure there will be
It's
a couple
mostly Iowa.
graphics.
Oh,
I'm sure there'll be a couple
fucking
graphics
risen.
going up. But, yeah, no, this game's going to be a good one, I think. But, Ethan, do you have a side? Are you taking the Lions then, 7.5?
I'm taking the Lions. Oh, 7.5 for sure. That's without a question. I think I might even bet on them to win. Just because I think it's going to be really good value. So
310 on the money line is pretty good value.
yeah, I really like it. I'm probably gonna put, I don't know, 5 to 10 units on them to cover the money line, and then probably 3 units on the, or sorry, 5 to 10 units on the spread, 3-ish on the money line. So
You get him at plus 310 right now on the
Yeah.
money line. So good value with that one.
I really like it.
Ethan, I'm gonna agree with you. I like the Lions here as well. I think this is gonna be a really fun game to watch. This Lions defense is kind of a little sneaky good, and Purdy hasn't really looked good these last few games. And once he starts to look bad, he doesn't really pick it up, and he's already thrown a lot of picks, more than he has. So I think he's in his head right now. So I think if he throws another pick, I think the Lions defense is really going to start messing with that 49ers offense, because I think Brock Purdy is going to crumble. But I hope it doesn't happen. But I do like the Lions to win. What's the over under again?
51 and a
51 and a
half.
half.
If the Lions
tough.
win, I don't think that this goes over. If the Lions win, it's because Purdy failed, and it's because Jack Campbell and Aiden Hutchinson absolutely bulldoze Purdy.
See,
Do you think those guys really think about that? They're like,
I don't know.
that's a rival quarterback.
Oh, 100%. Well, yeah. But like I don't know if that's gonna affect it. I think the Lions have to put up 30 if they want to win.
Agreed.
Or 20 at least. I think the 49ers will score 21 points. I believe in my whole heart that their offense is that good to be able to score 21 points. All right. But I do think the Lions, if they want to win, they're going to have to score at least 30.
They're definitely going to have to score more than the 49ers to win.
That's
Yeah.
math.
Duh. But yeah, so
Go ahead.
51's a tough number. But I don't know. I like the Lions to win. Give me the Lions. Anyways, Ty, who do you think's going to win? Or who do you got?
I personally am going to hate doing it because nobody wants to see MCDC in a Super Bowl more than me. Hearing that pregame speech and everything like that, it's going to be epic. I would like to see, the Lions make it to the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl or whatever. But here's my biggest issue. You guys are saying that Brock Purdy's going to crumble, right? Last week, Baker Mayfield, 349 yards passing. The week before that, Matthew Stafford, 367. The week before that, Nick Mullins, 396. The week before that, Dak Prescott, 345. All the way back into the regular season again, Nick Mullins, the first time he faced him, 411. All right, the last 6 weeks, this defense has been torched, and none of those teams have what the 49ers have. If the 49ers,
So what you're saying is take the over of 274.5 for his passing yards?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely take Brock Purdy's over passing yards there. But in the opposite side of that, they haven't given up a 100-yard rushing game, I want to say, in the last 4 games. So be a little weary of taking CMC's crazy lines.
86.5.
It's already going to be crazy dumb.
Yeah. So I would say, though, give me Brock Purdy and let him take over and fucking sling the pill 35, 40 times to Debo and to Kittle and air it out on this defense until they can show you that they can stop the pass. And then, you know what? If they do shut you down in the passing offense, then you hand the keys back over to Christian McCaffrey and win the game on the ground. But, yeah, so for that reason, I'll be buying the 49ers down to 6.5 because I'm not going to be stupid and take 7.5 and get burnt by 0.5 point. So yeah, I will take Niners at 6.5 and see you in the Super Bowl.
I don't love that because I see where you're coming from. There's just something in me that says that this Lions team is clicking so well right now. And they've held.
Go ahead. Sorry. When you're done.
No. Go ahead.
Doesn't it feel like they're skipping a step? They went from complete shit to like in the playoffs to Super Bowl. Like, we need to step up the stairs a little bit? Like, doesn't the jump seem too fast?
It seems,
I don't know because
it seems
teams like
just
this are
right.
made overnight. If you really kind of see it, like all of a sudden Tom Brady pops up and they're fucking in the Super Bowl. How many years?
I mean, yes, I
The
get
Patriots went from dog shit. I mean, you're not talking about Tom Brady here, but you're
that. No,
at a
I'm talking
team
about
that's
Jared Goff.
yeah. But like, you're getting teams that are just fucking firing on all cylinders. I mean, Kansas City, look at their come up. They started popping when Mahomes and Kelsey started going. I don't
No,
know.
Case, you got to remember, KC was good before Mahomes. Like they had Smith, and they
They weren't this good.
but they were consistent. Like Kansas City's been consistently good for a long time. Is all I'm saying. Like they had to trade up from the low to mid 20s to get Mahomes when they got him. Like that was just like a value grab for them because they saw the writing on the wall with Alex Smith and they knew they needed to move on eventually. Kansas City, if you look back at their records, has been good for a while. Not this good,
Yeah.
but good.
Just,
I don't know.
Patrick Mahomes has been in the league.
Cole,
He's been a Super Bowl
I'm-
contender.
Every year.
As
Yeah.
a fan, I want to see the Lions there. I do, and ride the whole like team of destiny thing. It just the 49ers, we got to think, right, have been on the cusp since Colin Kaepernick was there. You know what I mean?
True.
It was what? Who was before Cap? Wasn't it Alex Smith?
I think it was Alex
Yeah.
Smith into Kaepernick.
Alex Smith, and then Cap, and then Jimmy G, and now Purdy. Like the Trey Lance experience was in there. But
Wasn't there
this
somebody
team,
between Purdy and Jimmy? Or
Yeah,
not Purdy,
Trey Lance.
Darnold.
Trey,
between Kaepernick and
irrelevant. But what I'm saying is like they've been writing this defense for so long, and like the offense has always like been there, but not 100%. They go out and add CMC. The defense was banged up last year. This feels like it's kind of their time. This has been building for a while.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with Tyler. As much as I hate,
I don't think Detroit's gonna win the game. I really don't. I want to. I think it's gonna be a close game though. And that's where I am leaning more towards Detroit. That it's gonna be a game where it's neck and neck. They're both it's gonna be chippy as fuck. This is gonna be a chippy ass game. I mean, Niners last game, it was like fight every fucking 30 seconds. That being said, give me the Lions plus 7.5. I'm not going to feel great about it, but I'm
honestly,
like it.
That would be a good ticket to die on. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have any shame in that. And
Yeah.
honestly, on the other side, just because I'm like wanting to see it, I won't feel bad at the end of the day holding a 49ers ticket and the Lions are headed to the Super Bowl. I think that would be fucking awesome. So I can't really complain either way with this one.
And I think something that's interesting to me is probably where I'm going to sprinkle later. This Detroit Lions team likes to go for 2.
Oh, are you trying to hit an octopus?
No. If there's a 2-point conversion attempt, just an attempt, plus 105.
That's decent enough value to throw some on it.
Yeah.
We're going to sprinkle that for later.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Good find.
Hey, especially late in the game where you need to go for 2 to make it a field goal game or something.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I can't complain about that at all.
A little overtime action.
Maybe.
Ooh.
NFL's a little different, I guess.
For it to go to overtime is plus 1,200. I don't think it will, but
we haven't had an overtime playoff game yet.
I could put half a unit on it.
We haven't had an overtime playoff yet. But
what's
everybody
minus 20,000? So.
Oh, no value there.
I think it's you 3 with the Niners and.
Fuck, I haven't got to say nothing.
Oh, I thought he went already.
No, I like tried to interject and then other people interjected. So no, I mean I agree with everything Tyler said, really. I mean, I really hope the Lions win and MCDC gets to go to the Super Bowl because it'd be cool, but San Francisco just seems too good. They've also seemed too good for the last 3 years or so. I mean, last year maybe they would have made it over the Eagles if they had any quarterback in the conference championship game. You got to remember, going into the year last year, Purdy was QB3, and then they went into the NFC Championship with like him hobbled and like QB what would have been like 6, and they both got knocked out of the game. So I think the Niners get right, get a little revenge on the NFC Championship game from last year, get in. But I would love to see the Lions in there.
All right, so that pretty much concludes the NFL talk. Oh, Ty has one more thing to say.
Just before we go, Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers. We'd be foolish not to even mention it. That's gonna be huge. On top of that, though, we've already seen Tennessee filled their position. Las Vegas filled their position. Carolina filled it
earlier
today. The Falcons. Yeah.
Where's no Bill Belichick?
No Bill.
So I saw the Falcons are the only team that's even interviewed Bill, and he did 2 interviews with them.
That's what I heard.
Why do you have to interview
bring
Bill
him on as
Belichick
the Bears
twice?
DC?
Why do you have to
Bill
ever
Belichick will never
Bill
accept a
Belichick
DC
twice?
position. But speaking of the Bears DC position, did you see who got let go earlier this week?
He's going back to Philly. He already.
Oh, did he? Okay, I didn't hear that.
As soon as he left Miami, he was expected to go to Philly and was like already in talks with Philly.
I didn't see that. But I mean, he used to be the Bears coordinator a few years ago. Vic Fangio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's going back to Philly.
He was a Bear.
He's going to be going back to Philly for sure on that one. It's almost a guarantee.
I think Bill takes this year off though. He's too close to whatever milestone it is he's going for. He'll get a job next year, but I think this year
he's 15 wins away from setting the all-time record. Essentially it's 2 seasons unless you go to an immediate Super Bowl contender, which they're not firing their coach if they're a Super Bowl contender.
Even an immediate Super Bowl contender, like 15 is extraordinary. I mean, we're talking about how good this San Francisco team is, and they won 13 games.
It's 2 seasons. It's 2 seasons, but who really were taking Eberflus over Belichick? Like, look across the league, and you can pick out names. Pete Carroll's not anywhere. He's on as like an advisor in
That's
Seattle.
Why nobody wants to go to Seattle.
I think he wanted to be done.
Yeah, no. Pete Carroll came out and said he fought for that job, and they basically were like, "Nah, dude, you're done."
Yeah.
He fought to keep that job. He came out in the interview that day and said he really wanted to still coach. So no Pete Carroll, no Bill Belichick so far this season, which is embarrassing with the coaches that are in the league right now.
Since we're on coach talk, do we want to talk Bears OC hire?
That's where I was going to go. So what does this say for Waldron if, they're clearing house and they're not promoting him?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys listen to any Bears podcasts. I listen to the Hogan John show. I love it. I think it's a really good show. They had a Seahawks beat reporter on. They're with The Athletic, so they always get the Athletic guys from whatever team to come onto the podcast and talk about when stuff like this happens. They had the Seahawks Athletic guy on, and he kind of ran through it, and Seattle's happy to see him go. I don't know. I mean, they kind of made a point where every fan base's least favorite coach is always the OC. So
I hate to say it.
Yeah, but their offense was good, I think.
Well, and
I have a feeling it's going to look a lot like Getsy's offense.
Yeah.
Well, but Waldron has been a part of 2 quarterbacks' best years. He was with Jared Goff in the Rams in 2017, and most of, if not all of those stat lines of his from 2017 are still his career best. And then not this season, but last season with Geno, all of those were his career best, and he was the OC in Seattle last year. So he's really good at getting the most out of the quarterback, but he also likes running like a lot
It's simpler.
a lot of tight ends. He likes running sets with a lot of tight
Yeah.
ends. Like
He's
I have
also
a
the
huge,
same agency that Caleb works out with.
yeah, but that same agency has Justin Fields on their website homepage. So there's a lot going into that that's just not really a thing. I mean, he's definitely going to have input on it. I think this is the most middle of the road hire of everyone they talked to. I think they talked to a lot of people that would have kept Justin. I think they talked to a lot of people that would have 100% gotten rid of Justin. I think they went middle of the road because I don't know if the Bears know what they're going to do yet. I think Shane's going to get a lot of input on that because Flus being a defensive coach, he's going to kind of defer to his OC. I feel like it's going to be a lot of Waldron and Poles talking and not as much Eberflus. Like Flus will be in all the meetings.
As head coach is basically like Biden as president.
Oh, he's a defensive guy. It's
Yeah, but he's not really
They're all a
running the
little
fucking
weird.
show.
Here's
He's not really running the show.
here's what I'm saying, right? The Commanders are technically vacant right now, and the Seahawks are vacant. I don't see Bill taking over for Pete Carroll. Like you
he's
might as
done it
well have
before.
just kept Pete Carroll.
Bye,
Yes,
Ron.
I get he's done that before, but let's just talk about this real quick. Tennessee Titans hired Brian Callahan. He's a new hire. Who fucking cares? Who knows? Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay has done a good job. He took over after the Super Bowl. He was the DC. Great. Kyle Shanahan, NFC Championship, not leaving. Mike Tomlin, not leaving. Sirianni went to the Super Bowl last year, not leaving. New York Jets, Robert Saleh, 18-33 in his tenure from 2021 with the Jets. Fire him and hire Belichick. New York Giants, Brian Daboll since 2022, 15-18. Fire him, hire Bill Belichick.
Vrabel, where's he going?
The Saints, exactly, another name out there. The Saints, Dennis Allen, 16-18 since 2022. Fire him, get rid of him. Kevin O'Connell since 2022, 20-14. Your team's had injuries all year this year. I can't really knock you, whatever, you're 20-14. Miami, Mike McDaniel looks like he's going to be the next guru. Los Angeles Rams, McVay won you a Super Bowl. You're not firing him. The Chargers got Jim Harbaugh, as we talked about. The Raiders, you might have had a players overthrow you if you didn't hire Antonio Pierce. Chiefs, Andy Reid, but Jacksonville, Doug Peterson, 18-16. Fire him. Get rid of him. Colts, Shane Steichen, they hired last year. They're stuck. D'Amico Ryans with the Texans took you to the playoffs his first year. You're good. Matt LaFleur, good. Dan Campbell in the NFC Championship game. Sean Payton with the Broncos last year. He's not leaving. Mike McCarthy with Dallas, 12 wins for 3 years in a row. Kevin Stefanski for the Browns. See ya. Zach Taylor for the Bengals. See ya. Matt Eberflus for the Bears. 10-24. Get the fuck out. Dave Canales, new hire for the Carolina Panthers. Anybody ever heard of him before? Nope. Absolutely not. Get rid of him. Hire Bill Belichick. Sean McDermott, 73-41. Can't win a fucking playoff game to save his life. See you later. Baltimore Ravens, John Harbaugh. He's in the fucking AFC Championship game. Atlanta Falcons hired Raheem Morris. Never heard of him before. See you later. Arizona Cardinals hired Jonathan Gannon last year. He went 4-13. They hired him purposely to lose. See you later, fucking stinky. Bill Belichick, Vrabel, and Pete Carroll should be coaching in this league.
Ethan, cut it and clip it, man. Put it on TikTok right now.
Coaching in this
Rant
league.
alert.
You're telling
That was
me
a good
you're
rant.
taking-
I
I love that
Speak
rant.
the truth, kid.
If you're one of these fan bases, why are you not going? Like, let's go start a
Did you guys
picket
see-
line outside of Hallis Hall and burn it the fuck down. Let's find Virginia McCaskey.
Bro, give
Let's
me
bring
Mike
the
Vrabel.
guillotine out and let's handle this. Let's do something to make our team better.
Did you
I'm
guys
tired
see
of
that
it.
John Gruden is back in the fucking throwing his hat back in the ring for hiring shit?
We're gonna go back. That was fucking impressive.
Just, it's plain and simple. And I'll get off of this high horse, but like there's coaches sitting on the couch right now ordering DoorDash, wondering what the fuck they got to do to get a job when they're better. Bill Belichick, I can't say he's better than every coach in the league. Statistically, yes.
He's the
All
greatest
time,
coach of all time.
Yes. But right now
Tom
in this
Brady.
moment, there's some coaches that can't leave because you have no good reason to fire them. But Bill Belichick should be somewhere doing something, getting this all-time win record. And just like Peyton Manning winning a Super Bowl with the Broncos, he will always be remembered. Like Tom Brady will always be remembered now in what they finished as. Bears, go hire Bill Belichick, get him the all-time win record. It'll probably take us 4 years because we're fucking pissed. But still, we'd have him. He'd go down as the Bears head coach when he did it. Whatever. Off of this coaching rant. On to the last true thing in the NFL. Former LSU wide receiver allegedly made 8,900 bets.
Gosh.
Kayshawn Boutte arrested on charges of computer fraud.
Did you guys see what his aliases were?
Yeah.
Kayshawn Boutte 001.
And Kayshawn Boutte. He had 2 accounts because his first account couldn't take that much.
One of us is all I'm saying.
Dude,
one of us.
On a fucking grind, bro.
I
155,000 to 555,000.
Yeah, dude,
bro.
he's a good bettor.
He made
tail him.
Just shy of 9,000 bets in a calendar year.
How many
We
you make?
bet
a lot.
He was betting like 600 bets a day.
When we go back to our senior year,
24
we were
24.65 bets a day. Motherfucker didn't take Christmas off.
I can tell you, I've been 21 for 3 years now, and I have made exactly 1,320 something bets. Like
in 3 years.
In 3 years, in order to place that many bets, I cannot imagine how much money you were just blowing.
I wish I had that.
Why is it fraud, though? I'm assuming he was under the age of 21 and spoofed.
It was underage.
Got it. Okay, that's what I thought. I haven't looked into it. I just saw the headline. I was like, wow, impressive.
I mean, that guy was fucking dedicated.
Like,
Dude,
on the grind,
he said,
bro.
I don't need NIL. I am my own NIL, motherfucker.
Firing bets, bro.
Yeah.
24 a day. Every day.
Dude,
think about that.
Dude's in Calm 101 just firing off fucking Lithuanian basketball bets, bro.
I'm going to call you on a random Tuesday in June and tell you to place 24 bets for me and see what happens, okay? Like, you got to be fucking
tell you to piss
pulling
off.
pulling strings to place that many, bro. What are you doing?
Who the fuck's placing 25 bets, individual bets for someone? It wasn't 25.
Could you imagine if they were all 20-leg parlays?
Me nuts.
Dude, like, picture that, though. He had to be doing some, like, live at bats, like next pitch strike, next pitch ball bullshit.
That's probably what it was. Most of it, or like
$1,000.
basketball, like next score, football, like.
I mean, hey, on Saturday, tomorrow, getting into our next segment, you could probably place 100 NCAA basketball bets, okay? There are some days where there's over 100 NCAA basketball games going on. And if he's got a line on all of them, then, hey, man, Kayshawn, tap me into what you got, bro.
That's the sweatiest mother out there.
I'm about to go find. Oh, he's in jail, but somebody pin pal him. Somebody pin pal him.
He's gonna be like that.
Jail, get him on jail pay or whatever.
Get him on the jail talk.
Yeah.
I want to see his pics through the glass window.
Bro, like that one dude.
Have you seen the dude on TikTok that gives out locks? Dude, he
hits like a motherfucker, bro. I wish I was in a state that I could bet. I would trail him every day.
%. That dude hits at like 80. The guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that dude cashed on like a $2,000 parlay.
All right, but let's.
Well, hang on. Before, I want to say one more thing about Shane Waldron hiring. I feel like I feel like they might be targeting Brock Bowers in the draft because of how many 12 and 13 man sets he runs.
Womp womp. Bill Belichick needs hired.
This episode of Show Me the Money is brought to you by Tavern Sports, your place to get fun sports content, sportsbook lines, and parlays, and of course, food reviews with Big E's Ballpark Bites. You can follow Tavern Sports on Instagram at Tavern Sports 2023, TikTok at Tavern.sports, and Twitter at Tavern Sports 23. Ty, kick it off for college basketball for us, would you?
What's the line? I don't have them up. Give it to me.
No worries. We got first game, Kansas, number 7 Kansas, at number 23 Iowa State. Obviously, no Clark on this podcast, but Iowa State 3.5 point favorites, an over under of 143.5. What are we thinking here?
Honestly,
Clark
this
does
year.
Go ahead. Clark does say he likes the under in this game, being an Iowa State fan. He did say he likes it. Don't know why, but he likes it.
It's insane this year, college basketball. Like top teams dropping left and right. No better team to lose you a money line parlay than the number 10 team in the nation against a fucking unranked team at home. Like it's this year's insane. So Kansas is 3.5 point dogs. What's up, E?
We got some breaking news. Somewhat sports related. Vince McMahon has resigned as the chairman in WWE.
Following the sexual assault
Following
scandal.
the sexual assaults. Yeah. So they will be looking for a new chairman in WWE. I mean, sports entertainment, not
The Bears just hired a new QB's coach.
Oh, two breaking news back to back.
Kerry Joseph, the QB coach from Seattle. So Waldron's bringing his crew.
Okay. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is at this point. We just need somebody in the building so we can start preparing for the draft. But speaking about what you said, Ethan, Vince McMahon, if everything that comes out is true, I hope he rots in hell. If it's not true, the people that are setting this up and everything, they should go to jail for just the same amount of time. But T's and P's out there to everybody involved. If he is guilty, then see you later, buddy. Back to the Iowa State game, though. Yeah, you just can't trust these top ranked teams right now. Like college basketball it's not just March Madness anymore. This whole year has been December, January, February madness. Okay, it's going to be crazy all year long. Like I said, though, I will be taking Kansas plus 3.5 here, just because they're a legacy team. I know Hilton Coliseum, has a lot of magic in it and a lot of crazy shit can go down there. But we bet on Iowa State in football season to be spoiler, and Clark locked it in for the week. Didn't happen. I'm going to say it's not going to happen here in college basketball either. So go ahead and give me Kansas plus the 3.5, and hopefully the Jayhawks can right the ship here and maybe try to sneak their way back into the 1 seed conversation in March. Be a great quad 1 road victory. When it starts getting closer to March, we need to start talking more about these quad 1 matchups and who's actually going to be a factor in March. So give me Kansas on the road. What do you guys think? Any picks?
Yeah, I'm with you, Ty. I really like Kansas, especially as underdogs. You mentioned earlier the football thing. I think that's going to hold true into basketball as well. I don't know if Jack Trice has that, or sorry, not Jack Trice, but Hilton. I don't think that Hilton has that same magic that Jack Trice does tend to have.
There's a lot of Hilton magic. There's a lot of it.
I don't think it comes out this time. I'm going to go with Kansas.
I disagree. I think Hilton magic comes to life. I mean, Iowa State's done nothing but fuck me all year, except for when they played Iowa, obviously, because we'd like it when the Hawks beat State. But every other time when I've bet with State, they fuck me. They probably will here fade it, but I'm going to take State at Hilton.
Perfect. That's why I'm going with Kansas as well, because I mean, every one of these one teams, like you said, it's been crazy how every team's been beat. I mean, new set of kids coming in, new freshmen, NIL, transfer portal. So, I mean, it's going to take a little bit for these teams to kind of settle in and figure out who's going to run and be their offense and who's going to be able to come off the bench and play. I think we're getting to the point in the season where we're going to start seeing teams kind of define themselves. And I kind of like Kansas setting the tone here on the road, being an underdog at Iowa State at Hilton Coliseum, where it's known to have magic. I think that will be a really big win for them and kind of push them towards that 1 spot.
Just so they can lose next week.
I mean, it's a quad 1 win. That's what gets you seeding in March. You got to have these, especially in conference play now. So
what the fuck is quad 1?
Okay, so in basketball, certain teams in certain games are broken up into like their quality of wins. So like if you beat a ranked opponent on the road, that would be a quad 1 win. And some teams, so like Iowa is probably a quad 2 to quad 3 team. right now. So if Iowa was to go beat North Carolina, that'd be a quad one win. But if North Carolina would lose to Appalachian State, or well, they're not a good example because they're in the tournament this year. But if they were to lose to a 4-win team, that would be a quad 4 loss. So it's just how you grade opponents and how you grade wins. We can go more into that at like another time here closer to the tournament starting. But that's how in college basketball wins are ranked, are in quads, quad 1, 2, 3, and 4. So
A little look ahead to the tournament. I think there's never been a better year to pick like a 5 or a 7 seed to win it, honestly, with how many top teams are losing this year.
yeah, I mean, they're like Marquette's ranked 14th in the nation right now. So they're like a 4 to a 5 seed.
They're like a 5 seed.
Auburn, depending on how the SEC tournament and stuff goes, look for them to be a 4 seed or higher. But if they slip towards the end of the year, they could be a problem. There's a lot of good teams out there. Utah State, and you guys are like Utah State. The Mountain West Conference this year is probably going to have 5 or 6 teams, and they are going to be an issue. Okay, so be on the lookout for Mountain West. Mountain West might be the best conference tournament to watch at the end of February going into this year. Just saying. Bunch of
We're getting close. I mean, it's January 26th now as we're recording. We're inching closer and closer to March Madness. We're about a month and a half, 2 months out.
Going to be big. Going to be important games coming up for a lot of teams. What's next on our docket here, E?
Heading into the South, we have number 20 Texas going into number 11 Oklahoma. Oklahoma 4-point favorites. Over under of 141.5, which in my opinion seems a little bit low.
So 2 15-win teams here. I think I'm just gonna have to take the home team with the points. Again, it's conference play, so every game's important, whether it be home or on the road. But you can't afford to lose one in your home barn. These are games you need to win. These are defining wins. These are seeding wins that like place you for the rest of the year. So now is a good time, like Josh said, to start getting hot and not to be dropping games, especially at home. So go ahead and give me them -3.5.
Yeah, I agree. I really like Oklahoma in this. I like I said earlier, also really like the over. I feel like that over under is a little bit small for such offensive powerhouses. Oklahoma definitely has a better defense, but I don't think that either defense is special. I would go with the over for sure. I'm a little more confident in that than Oklahoma -4.
Going to be a great guard matchup ball game here, though, between JV and McCollum and Pop Isaacs. So be on the lookout for that matchup. Both the guys averaging about 15 points a game. We're going to see who gets hot, who can crash the basket here. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a fun one. If it comes down to free throws, Oklahoma is a dominant free throw shooting team right now. So I hope if it does come down to the wire like that, Oklahoma can pull it out in the free throw from the charity stripe. So going to be a fun one there, though.
Yeah, next game that we got is Texas at number 21 BYU heading up into Utah. Who do we think who's taking this one? Texas, the Longhorns, or the Mormons in BYU?
So BYU known to get a little rowdy at time to time here in basketball.
Wait, who's playing Oklahoma then?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Oh, I
Me and
could have
Parker
sworn
didn't
you
get to
just
talk
said
about
Texas.
those.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you guys didn't have anything to say about it. I'm sorry, that's why I skipped you.
No, we're trying to let
you
people
guys-
have their
You
have their
guys
time to
didn't
talk.
stop talking,
Yeah.
but it's all right. I'm fine with moving on. Wasn't going to say much about that game anyways. I don't know much. You were right on my end.
I'm on Oklahoma because the last 3 Texas Techs looked a little rough. I mean, they got smacked in the mouth by Houston or like last weekend or something like that. So
You'll
give me
have that with
Oklahoma.
Houston.
Yeah.
I'm gonna in this one though. I'm gonna take the Longhorns plus the 6.5. Just 7 feels too much. Texas is unranked, but they're 14-5. So is BYU. And again, we were talking about how crazy this year's been. having a number 21 team in the nation lose really wouldn't even be that surprising anymore to me. So the top 5 can't stay consistent, let alone the entire top 25. So yeah, I will absolutely be taking Texas plus 6.5.
Yeah, I really like Texas as well. I think Texas is a much better team than BYU. Not that BYU hasn't been good. I don't know. It's actually going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than 7 points. But I think that's why I think Texas is going to be able to cover this. I think money line is, in my opinion, a little bit more 50-50. But I do think Texas can pull out a good upset here.
BYU's not really boat racing anyone this year, so give me Texas and the points.
I'm just horns up for this game. I don't know much, but yeah, give me the horns. What do we got next?
So we got number 3 UNC heading into Florida State. Florida State, a 7-point underdog. And UNC kind of running through the competition recently. Over under of 154.5. So they are expecting an offensive outburst from these teams. You guys kind of know my opinion, and I'm always going to lean toward UNC to cover. Just because I think that they have a really good team, as well as, like I said, I kind of know one of the guys out there. So
yeah, I mean 7.5 on the road is a little much, but this UNC team, 16-3 against, 12-7 against the spread, 16-3 on the money line. For Florida State, they are 11-8 on the spread, 12-7 money line. I just think UNC, again, they had a slower start to this season. A lot of transfer players, a lot of new guys coming in. They had to kind of get their rhythm back, and I think they've got this. But 7.5's a lot for an arena that's going to be bumping. Florida State's going to be, I think, fill the gym. With that being said, though, I think UNC is just too much here, but I would not be surprised if Florida State kept this one close. But I'll die on Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Ty, but anytime you're going to Florida State, it's going to be a rowdy environment. So, I mean, I do think it will be a close game, but I do hope North Carolina can just kind of handle business. Would be nice.
So Tyler, you mentioned earlier in the year about like North Carolina and their struggles at the beginning of the year. Interestingly enough, these teams met at the beginning of December in UNC. UNC won by 8, but it took a 22-point run in the second half in order for them to get there. For that reason, I'm going to take Florida State here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I figured this one would be close, but I think North Carolina will have that chip on their shoulder from earlier in the year of it even being close and try to make it a blowout win.
Yeah, they did not cover earlier in the year. The line was 12.5, and they won by 8. And it went under 157.5.
On a certain sports book I'm using right now, 54% of the spread bets are on Florida State, with 76% of money being 54% of the money is on Florida State, but 76% of the bets are on North Carolina. So more money on Florida State, but more total bets. So the sharps are liking Florida State here, it looks like. So that'll be an interesting one to see tomorrow.
All right, heading into the next game, I think this is the most skewed line out there. Number 8 Auburn is at Mississippi State, unranked Mississippi State. Only 2.5-point underdogs.
I almost wonder if this isn't the books adjusting to the top 10 teams keep losing for no reason aspect of this season. Because I'm with you. This line feels really short.
Well, Auburn's coming off of that tough loss in Tuscaloosa where the spread was 3.5 and Auburn lost by 4. However, that was a weird game in general. Alabama shot lights out from behind the arc. The lights in the stadium went out. Super weird game. I'll be excited to see the rematch of that one back in Auburn. But I think Auburn rallies here after a tough loss in Tuscaloosa and wins this game outright.
Yeah,
Auburn's favored, so
Auburn
Oh
is the,
shit, sorry, I heard you wrong then. But yeah, I'll take Auburn money line.
Auburn is the favorite, but it's not by much. Like we said, it's only a 2.5 point favorite.
yeah, you can get Auburn money line at 134. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
I
I
like
also
it
like them with
too.
the spread too.
Auburn is 16-3, Mississippi State 13-6. I
Both under teams, 7-12 for the total for Auburn and 9-10 for Mississippi State. So both under teams.
yeah. So I think that is I'm favoring Auburn pretty well. The couple of experts that have a bet out there are actually favoring the money line of Auburn, but the spread of Mississippi State. So it's kind of weird. Everybody's in the middle of it, but I'm gonna go with Auburn.
Last 10 Mississippi State's 3-6-1 ATS on the season. They're 9-9-1 ATS. So who the fuck knows what they're gonna do on the spread?
Yeah.
Auburn, however, 7-1-2 last 10 ATS, 12-5-2 on the year ATS. Give me Auburn. This line feels really short. I don't get it.
Let's go into, I think we got two more NCAA basketball games left. Utah State, number 18, Utah State at unranked Boise State. Boise State 3.5 point favorites. So you have the ranked team coming in against an unranked team, but still an underdog.
This is that Mountain West that I was talking about.
Yep.
That's packed,
Yep.
packed of teams. In Joe Lenardi's last bracketology, Boise State was one of the last four in his mind. So it is not surprising to see them being a home favorite here against Utah State. Utah State 15-2, Boise State still a good 12-5. So it's a respectable team. You can't sleep on them. I think this game will be close, and for that reason, I will take Utah State plus the 3.5. I'm seeing them at 2.5 on my book, but if you're giving me at 3.5, I'll take that for sure.
I don't know where you're getting those records from, but since whenever those records were taken, they've both picked up 2 more wins.
This is from the sports book. Has them at 15-2 and 12-5 on the money line.
Oh, money. No, yeah, this is what I'm looking at has 17-2 and 14-5. It doesn't matter. I just thought that was weird.
There were possibly
Are you saying
at the beginning
this
of the
sports
year.
books? That's from a sports book, so they need to fix their shit. Then
I mean, I'm on the site that we always get our lines from for the show. So,
that's interesting. Either way, though, I'll still take Utah State here with the points, but they had a loss 2 games ago, had a win in between this one and that one. Boise State on a 2-game win streak here, so I think Utah State keeps it rolling and at least covers, but would not be surprised if they won.
Yeah, this is one of those games I don't know enough about to comment, but I do think it's strange that Utah State is going in as a 3.5 point underdog. I guess I'd be forced to make a pick clear just based on rank. I'd go Utah State.
Utah State to me, just like looking at these numbers, they're just the better team. I mean, Boise State plays better defense, but they almost have to because their offense doesn't put points out at the efficiency that Utah State can.
Mhm.
So I'm going to take Utah State getting 3.5 as the ranked team, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think I'm with you boys with Utah State here. I think they're just got the hot hand right now, but I do think Boise State is a good team. So I mean, look for them to be competitive this year.
All right, let's head into our last NCAA basketball game. I mentioned earlier that I thought Auburn was the most skewed line. I'm sorry. I thought this was by far and away the most skewed line. Number six, Kentucky going into unranked Arkansas. Arkansas 6.5 or 6-point underdogs. Here's my issue with it. Kentucky is 14-4. Arkansas is just above a 500 record. They are 10-9. 6.5 points does not seem anywhere close to enough against a historic Kentucky basketball team.
Kentucky
I'd-
coming off of a loss. Am I wrong on that one?
Maybe. I
No,
honestly
they are
didn't
coming
watch.
off. They are coming off a loss from what day would that have been? Tuesday. Tuesday at South Carolina, and a shellacking. Really, they lost. They were favored by 5, and they lost by 17.
Oof.
Yeah. So I think that's the line or the book just adjusting here to that. But I think Kentucky rallies here and sets it back on track and starts headed towards February and March with this. You got to get some blood in your mouth in a boxing fight. You don't really start the fight until you get punched. So it's definitely a wake up call for them. They're either going to rally from that or they're going to struggle and slip.
Is South Carolina good at basketball this year? Because they beat this Arkansas team just the other day too.
Arkansas is not a good team.
No, I understand that, but
I'm looking at it now. Like Kentucky against the spread is 11-7. Arkansas against the spread 5-14. So
you know what's right? You know what's right next to those two numbers that you're looking at?
What's that?
The total records, and they're both over teams.
I see that.
14-4 on the over and 13-6.
And the total for this game is 166
and a half.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely over is hot, I think. I think the Kentucky spread is hot. That's the way I'm going to go. You could even revisit that here real soon.
Parker, you got any picks on this one?
No, I don't.
Before we get off college basketball,
can I get my pick?
Go ahead.
I like the over, and for some reason I'm going to go with Kentucky, even though the top 10 curse kind of scares me.
No, I think coming off a loss, they're in good shape here, and like we said, this year has been crazy, and you definitely could get disappointed in that sense. But I think you're going to be all right here. With that being said, before we get off college basketball, some of these teams, so TCU unranked headed into rank 15th Baylor. Going to be a good game. This is a money line parlay I threw together. Baylor's minus 215 on the money line. So I like them at home in a tough one. Northwestern is at home against Ohio State. Northwestern coming off of a win against Illinois. Northwestern's kind of slept on right now. They might be a problem come Big Ten tournament time. So I'll take them at home on the money line at minus 146. We talked about it. Texas Tech at Oklahoma. I'm going to take Oklahoma at home here. And then two teams coming off of a loss. Auburn at Mississippi State minus 134 and Kentucky on the road at minus 250. That 5-leg parlay is plus 842.
I like that.
So that's just a little nugget for you guys that could be tasty.
Yeah.
That'll be done before 7 p.m. Take your lady out for a date with that money.
One thing I wanted to hit on before we head into our locks, TCU women's basketball. Shout out to those guys because we had been talking some major shit. Was that a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and they actually they held a tryout, and they found, I don't know if you guys saw any TikToks about it, they found 4 studs for basketball just kind of hanging out at TCU. One of which is a volleyball player at TCU. So she walked on to the basketball team. She's now a two-sport athlete. She is
Nice.
Yeah, she's like their center mid or something. She is there. She actually walked on the other day. And by that I guess I mean she got some playing time. So she was the only one to get any playing time so far. But there were three other girls who
So
I
they
don't-
didn't find studs. They found replacement players. You said
Well,
studs like
they
these
did
girls are
find-
coming out and fucking draining shit. Caitlin
they haven't
Clark
played
style.
yet. They haven't played yet, but TCU beat UCF in their first game back. And those girls were number one electric on the bench, and number two, they were high school basketball studs, is what I should say. I know one of which was a all-star high school basketball player for whatever state that she was in. Another led her team with 1,500 points career in high school. And then there was one other one. I can't remember who it was. Micaiah Moore, I think, was her name. Where they mentioned that she was a top athlete at her high school as well. So shout out to the TCU women's basketball team. I mean, we talked shit last week about them, but they figured it out.
Good on them.
Also, while we're on women's college basketball, Caitlin Clark will be allowing the Cornhuskers to come into her gym and take the shellacking tomorrow at 1 p.m.
I love it. Hey there, sports fans. Are you tired of the same old boring t-shirts? Well, we've got something exciting for you. Introducing the Tavern Sports Pocket Tee, where style meets passion for the game. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the camaraderie of sports, Tavern Sports has you covered, literally. The best part? For listening to Show Me the Money today, you can use the code $$$ to get 15% off today. So what are you waiting for? Head over to tavern-sports.square.site right now and elevate your game day experience. Tavern Sports, beer, betting, sports. Locks of the week. It's that time. Let's hear who wants to go first. Who wants to give their scary pick of the week?
For my lock of the week, we're going to go back to that Detroit game. I do think there's going to be a 2-point attempt. Will there be a 2-point conversion attempt at plus 105 for a yes?
Clark's lock was the under in the Iowa State and Kentucky game, correct?
Yes.
And that's at 141 or 143 now.
It is 143.5. He originally had it at 141.5, but
we'll give him those points.
We'll give him the points. So
yeah, I got live at 142.5. 142.5 minus 106.
All right, let's give him that then.
Okay.
While we're on that game, give me Kansas plus 4.5. That's my lock of the week.
I like it. Josh, you got your lock yet?
I think I'm gonna go Auburn minus 2.5 against. Well, give me Auburn money line at 134. I'm not even gonna mess with the spread.
Ethan?
Oh man. I thought about it. I don't think it's really a huge debate. I'm gonna go with the Kentucky money line. Or sorry, not the money line, the spread. So Kentucky is it still minus 6.5? Minus 6. I got it at minus 6. So I'm gonna take it at minus 6.
Gotcha. I will be taking Isaiah Pacheco over 14.5 rushing attempts, minus 102 on the line there. No teaser this week, only 2 games. I mean, if you were going to take a side, the best side would be Detroit and Kansas City. You get that to 6.5 points, and that gives you Kansas City plus 10, Detroit plus 14. That's at minus 143. So go ahead and do that if you want. I might slip that in and play a bigger bet on it with that, but the teasers are kind of dead right now in the football sense.
All right, let's do a touchdown parlay then. I know we hadn't really thought about this beforehand. We didn't get one from the other two, but that's okay. We'll just do with only
four-manner.
two. Yeah, with only two games this week, we'll do a four-manner.
Want to try
Ty-
to do like 2 and 2, maybe one from each team. Everybody kind of we can play whack-a-mole, eliminate the teams.
Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go.
I would just go
I'm
with
gonna go-
whatever.
I'm gonna go Isaiah Pacheco plus 125. It's safe, but I like it.
I think I'm gonna go with the clear cut. I think. Oh man, I was gonna go with Travis Kelce, but if Pacheco and Kelce both score, that kind of kills my Ravens pick.
No, it doesn't.
No, but
Give me. Let's do Lamar Jackson to score a touchdown.
God fucking damn it. That was going to be my lock of the week.
plus 100.
Give me a second. I didn't think this through. Uh,
Josh,
You know
what about
what?
you? Oh, Parker might have one.
yeah. Give me no, I don't want Andrews because he's going to be limited. I did hear Andrews will be playing. Will
Yeah,
suit up.
we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah. Give me Isaiah Likely at plus 360.
You know, there's another game. Like, it didn't have to be from just this game, but I like that we're all doing it in this one.
What's San Francisco's secondary like? I haven't watched a lot of Niners football this year.
It's been
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Okay. Give me Monty at plus 175. That's kind of a crapshoot. It's either him or Gibbs. You never know which one's going to get in, but one of them.
Craig Reynolds scored last week.
All right, those four, Lamar, Pacheco, Likely, and Montgomery, is plus 5,430.
Yeah, little tenner gets you $500. Not bad.
So,
Might have to
Alrighty.
place that one. That's going to do it for this episode of Show Me the Money. Thank you guys for listening. We will see you next week. Show me the money!
Show me the money!